In this lecture, you're going to learn how to work with PDF files in Python. As I showed you earlier in the course, there are several packages to work with PDF files, and unfortunately, most of these are either unstable or poorly documented. The one that is more popular is PyPDF2, and that's what we're going to use in this lecture. So here in a brand new project, on the terminal, let's install PyPDF2. Okay. Now here in app.py, on the top, let's import PyPDF2. In this module, we have a few classes to work with PDF files. Let's take a look. We've got PDF file reader, PDF file writer, and PDF file merger. I'm going to give you a quick overview of each of these classes. Let's start with PDF file reader. So here, when creating a PDF file reader, we need to pass a file stream. This is the object that the built-in open function returns. So using the open function, let's open. Here I got a couple of PDF files, first and second. You can download these as a zip file attached to this lecture. But there's nothing particular about these. You can use any PDF files you want. So let's open first.pdf. It's very important to open this file in the binary mode. So as a second argument, we need to pass RB, which is short for read in binary. Now we get a file stream object. Let's use the with statement here. And here's our file stream object. So we pass this right here, and we get a PDF file reader object. Now this reader object has a few interesting members. One of them is num pages, which returns the number of pages in your PDF. Let's print that here. So in this file, we have only a single page. We also have this method, getPage, that takes a page number, but more accurately, this parameter should have been called page index because the index of the first page is 0. So here we pass 0 to get the first page. This returns a page object. This page object has a few interesting members, like rotate clockwise, as well as rotate counterclockwise. We also have scale, as well as scale by a given factor, or scale to a given width and height. You can read about this in the documentation for this package. In this demo, I'm going to use the rotate method. So let's rotate this 90 degrees clockwise. Now, what you need to understand here is that this does not modify the original PDF. This is only rotating the page object in memory. So we need to write this to a separate PDF file. For that, we need a PDF file writer. So pypdf2.pdf file writer. Now here we don't pass any arguments. This simply creates a writer object. So we're dealing with a writer object in memory, not a file on disk. So now we call writer.addPage. And then we pass this page object here. This method will add this page object at the end of this new PDF in memory. We also have another method, insert page, that takes an index. So if you want to reorder PDFs, you can use this method to add pages at specific indexes. We also have insert blank page that doesn't take any arguments. So let's revert this back to add page and pass this page object. Now finally, we need to write this PDF in memory to a file on disk. For that, we need another file stream. So we can use the with statement here to open another file like rotated.pdf. And as the second argument, we need to pass WB, which is short for write binary. Very important to pass this argument, otherwise it's not going to work. Let's call this file stream output. Now finally, we call writer.write to this file stream. Let's save the changes, run this program. So here's my first PDF. We have some basic text here. And here's our rotated PDF. So as you can see, with Python, you can easily write a script to iterate over all the PDFs in a directory and process them by rotating them, scaling them, or combining them. So let me show you how to combine multiple PDFs into a single PDF. So back to VS Code. As I showed you earlier, in this module, we have this class, PDF file merger, and we use this to merge multiple PDF files. So let's create a merger object. Now let's say we have an array of file names. So file names, we set this to an array of two strings, first.pdf and second.pdf. In a real-world application, instead of this hard-coded array, you can iterate over all the PDFs in a directory. So here we have all the file names. Let's iterate over this array. So for file name in file names, we simply call merger.append and pass this file name. As simple as that. So up to this point, we're merging these PDFs in memory. Finally, we need to write the result to a file on disk. And that is pretty easy. So merger.write. Now here we can pass a file object or a string that specifies the name of the file. So let's call that combined.pdf and run this program. So here's our combined PDF. It has two pages. The first page comes from our first PDF, and here's the second page that comes from the second PDF.